The gentleman yields back. I now recognize the ranking member of the Crime Subcommittee, the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Biggs, for his opening statement.
I thank the chairman. H.R. 2377, the Federal Extreme Risk Protection Order Act of 2021, would deprive law-abiding Americans of their due process rights while taking away their Second Amendment rights. It permits a wide array of individuals to petition a federal court to apply for an extreme risk protection order to be issued to take away an individual's firearms when, if there's an issue at all, this should be a state issue and not a federal congressional issue. The person petitioning to take away the Second Amendment right could be a wife, an ex-husband with a grudge, an estranged sibling, a child, a parent, an ex-roommate who may be owed back rent money, or law enforcement. This bill provides a formula that is ripe for abuse of fundamental rights. Issuance of an ex parte extreme risk protection order would permit law enforcement to seize an individual's firearms without the respondent being afforded the right to a hearing. In fact, the firearms can be held by law enforcement for 2 weeks at least before the respondent would be allowed a hearing on the matter. An ex parte order can be granted if the court finds there is probable cause to believe that the respondent poses a risk of imminent personal injury to self or another individual by purchasing, possessing, or receiving a firearm or ammunition. That standard of proof is too low to be depriving law-abiding Americans of their Second Amendment rights. Some states have already enacted similar laws. In Connecticut, for example, nearly a third of all ex parte orders are overturned once a judge hears both sides of the story and considers all the evidence. What other rights are Democrats willing to throw out the window without due process protections? If you value the Constitution and the respect for individual rights and liberties, you should be offended by legislation that proposes to deprive individuals of their right to due process of law before their rights are eliminated and their property seized. This bill, I remind you, is not aimed at criminals, illegal aliens, or fugitives. This bill is trained on law-abiding Americans who are not prohibited by law from purchasing or possessing firearms. They should not lose their Second Amendment right without due process. If your goal is to reduce gun violence, disarming law-abiding Americans without ensuring their due process rights is not the solution. I yield back.